He had a wonderful sense of humor. It was pretty dry. A lot of times he would start to tell a story, and when I first met him, I wasn't sure if he was serious or not, but after I'd known him for a little while, I could tell when it was a story. He'd sort of get this incredulous look on his face, but he could tell the whole story completely straight-faced. And I kind of just went along with it when there were other people present because I knew he was going to get the story out. And that's one of the things he liked about me, was I always laughed at his jokes. And we were in, he loved gadgets. And I learned that the Putansu family maxim was, if it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. And Bill pretty much lived by that. And he got two-way radios one time, and we'd go to Costco, and he'd just sort of take off with his basket so he could call me on his radio. And you know, it was fun. And then he started buying more and more radios, and more and more radios, and pretty soon he had more than 24 radios, and wherever we went, everybody got a radio, and he expected them to use it. And we were in Puerto Vallarta with Tim and Caroline one year for a vacation, and Caroline and I were down on the beach, and Bill was up in his room, and he called down, and I picked up the radio and said yes, and he says, I just had a vision. And I said, you did? And he said, yeah, it was the Virgin Guadalupe. And she said it was happy hour at Senior Frogs, and I was laughing so hard. And Caroline says, what? And so I told her what Bill had said, and she says, well, I think we have to honor that. So we all got dressed and went to Senior Frogs for happy hour.
Every place you go that's like a resort town in Puerto Vallarta is no different. There's like a booze cruise, sunset, sailboat or something, and in Puerto Vallarta it's the Mary Galante, and I believe it's a replica of one of Christopher Columbus' boats. And it's kind of a good time. They of course do all these little stupid little jokes, you know, and get the women all in a line, and then you start dancing and stuff. But one of the things I appreciated about Bill is he was willing to go out there and dance and have a good time too. Because part of the fun of these things is going out there, having a few to sip and having a good time. And Bill was willing to have a good time, so I got to dance with Bill, and it was fun. I mean, he was just fun. I wanted to get a fun Christmas card picture with parasailing, so we went ahead and set that up and got some pictures, and then we decided to go parasailing too. You know, it's kind of one of those, hey, they'll let us use their sail, but you know, Tim and I decided to go parasailing, and that was kind of fun. It was unusual, but kind of anticlimactic to me. But after we got done, here's Bill, who's like 70 years old. He's like, okay, I'm ready. And he gave him money, and they took him up, and they took him out and all the way around, and he's coming back in, and one of the things they tell you is which cord to pull, so it steers it one way or the other, so they steer you into them so they can grab you and catch you before you hit the ground. And they're tweeting their little whistles at him, going, okay, pull this one, and he kept pulling the other, and he kept going closer, and they're like, ah, they're freaking out, and later I asked him, Bill, what happened? And he goes, oh, I just wanted to see what it would do. That's all.